Good evening, Suhasini. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome for this interview.
Thank you.
Please let us know about what countries you focus on in Asia Pacific and which of the commodities you focus on in the debt financing as a part of the responsibility.
Sure. So within the agriculture debt financing space, in Asia Pacific, we are present in about 11 countries
Okay.
in both South and Southeast Asia.
Okay.
As you know, our focus is on emerging markets, so
Okay.
those are the markets that we tend to focus on. The top three countries in terms of exposure for us tend to be India, Indonesia, and Vietnam.
Indonesia is also there.
Yes,
It's very nice. Okay.
Indonesia is there as well. In terms of commodities, again, we are diversified across multiple commodities. Globally, it's 40 plus commodities, and we have about 20 plus commodities within APAC.
20 commodities in 11 countries.
Yes, it's diversified, but I would say the top commodities for us in Asia Pacific include coffee, cashew. We also do soybean, so oil seeds to some
Soybean,
extent,
okay.
and rice. So between this, it would be a large part of our exposure.
So most of it is for trade finance or for long-term.
Right now, the focus really has been on working capital finance,
Okay.
but the intention is for us to grow the piece on the long-term finance as well.
Okay. So how has been the experience with short-term financing? Has it been good?
I would say it's been positive, as we expected to some extent. Again, it differs across regions and across commodities. We've seen some risks, but now we're better aware of what those risks are and how to manage them as well. But overall, it's been positive.
Overall, it's been positive. Specifically coming to cashew sector, you are very active in Vietnam. You are active in India. Let us know about cashew sector. Debt financing in Vietnam cashew sector and Indian cashew sector.
Right.
What have you done so far? And where do you see the opportunities?
Sure. I think for us, within the debt space, we've done mostly working capital finance within the cashew value chain in APAC. And this has again largely been focused on Vietnam. We've had some regulatory issues in India because of which we as a foreign lender cannot provide short-term working capital to companies within India. So that has limited our ability to lend to
So
companies.
it's a regulatory
within-
challenge that's
Yes.
coming in the way of you lending it to the cashew sector in India.
That's right.
Okay.
So for us, the interest is to provide short-term working capital finance to companies in India, and this is related not only to the cashew sector, but in general, the Reserve Bank of India prefers that foreign lenders provide long-term financing within India.
Okay. Now let's come to this working capital finance you talked about in Vietnam.
Yes.
Is it outside of the banking limit what the company enjoys, or is it also a part of the thing? Because
So for the company, we are providing limits in addition to what the local banks provide them.
so does it have to be collateralized as well?
We would prefer for it to be collateralized. What would be different to some extent is the type of collateral we seek. It might not be completely similar to what the banks need.
Okay.
For
It
example,
need not be hard assets.
Yes, it need not be hard assets. We can finance against current assets. So in that
Financing in current
yes.
assets. Okay.
So in that sense, it is.
So what's
additional.
you ask for 1:1 or what is that
So in
2:1?
terms of current assets, we look at anything between 120 to 140% cover over the loan that we provide.
And just like working capital, you cover 75% and you ask the
Yes.
borrower to put in 25%.
Similar, yes. So
Okay.
they need
So
to
it's
have some
similar to
equity.
banking product which you offer.
Yes.
It's outside of the working capital credit. Am I right?
Correct.
That's excellent. That's
Yes.
excellent.
What we'd like to see, of course, is that the overall limits of the company are within reasonable range in terms of what they can absorb.
So if you're doing something like this, are you competing with banks,
I would say we are complementary to local banks. In certain cases, we do compete.
or
of
do you
course.
increase the risk of bank by over lending?
Now, I think as lenders, we need to behave responsibly as well. So we don't want to enter into a situation where we are overlending to any corporate.
Or do you share information with the bank about?
Yes.
So it balances out actually.
Exactly.
So you seek information from the client about his exposure to the bank,
Yes.
and also you give information to the bank.
Yes. So as lenders, we want to stay
You share
connected.
information.
Yes.
That's excellent actually.
And it helps, I think, everyone, including the company which is borrowing.
If you are complementing bank, how competitive you are with respect to bank? Because banks have access to very low cost of finance. So for good client, they would always compare your cost of funds with the bank cost of funds.
Correct.
So how does it work?
For us, I think we offer two advantages. One is the solution that we can offer can be tailor-made to the requirements of the company, specifically in terms of collateral. Banks have very certain specific requirements like hard collateral, etc. We might be more flexible based on what the company's requirements are. The second is for any company, it's good to diversify sources of financing rather than be reliant
Within
only on
debt, they can have multiple
yes.
choices.
So that's
excellent.
why companies look at multiple banks to whom they can work with, and similarly they should look at multiple financial institutions. So if you look at sophisticated corporates, they will always have different types of financial institutions that they can borrow from.
Now let me come to this question of how do Indian companies get access to you if there is a regulatory challenge?
I think for us in India, where we can be active is on the long-term financing space.
That's excellent.
And that's something that we are trying to evaluate within the cashew value chain specifically.
You have a minimum ticket size for long-term finance, debt capital?
I think in general for us, we can finance anything from up to $1 million to $10 to $15 million.
So it's already prefixed limit within that one. You
Yes,
can do that.
we can do. For us to finance below $1 million becomes slightly challenging from an efficiency.
It doesn't
point of
work
view.
like for
Yes.
you as well as a client.
Correct.
It's very it's
But within this range, we can finance, and we would like to work with
so
the
if we are
cashew
say
space.
long term, how long is your long term? Like 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, or within?
I would say it's a minimum of 3 years, going up to 5 to 6 years. We can go up to end-to-end maturity of 7 years.
But why I'm asking this specific question is that any new cashew factories coming in today, the modern factories take minimum 3 to 5 years. So if they have to access finance from you, they have to align it with their business goals and getting that one. So it's good to know that when you're extending loan up to 5 years. That's good.
Yes.
So when are you going to launch this one, or is it already available?
It's available already, and I think we are in conversations with companies who are interested in seeking this product.
Unlisted companies, fine.
Yes.
Private listed. But what about proprietorship? No?
No, I think again with proprietorship, there is potentially an issue with regulation.
Okay.
I think we are still exploring legally whether
So
as
you
a
are not-
foreign lender we are
You
allowed
would be more
to lend.
comfortable with a listed company or unlisted company or a private sector, not below that.
As a fund, we lend mostly to private companies, so unlisted players. That's our market. Within the unlisted space, we can actually lend to companies of different legal structures based on what the regulation allows. So, for example, in Indonesia, we lend to cooperatives as well, coffee cooperatives. But in India, I think it's a regulatory challenge. As a foreign lender, if we are allowed to lend to partnership companies, we'll be happy to do that. But I'm uncertain about
So have
that.
you approached the Reserve Bank of India?
We are working with our legal team as well as external legal advisors to advise on what structure is appropriate for us to lend to partnership firms as a foreign lender.
Great, excellent. Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Best of luck.